Hello, it's your favorite centrist grifter here, and today we're going over the aftermath of the absolute chaos that unfolded just the other day with the attempted assassination on former President Donald Trump. Alright, so the first thing I want to cover is the absolute piss-poor journalism that was on full display when all of this unfolded. We're going to read some headlines here from multiple news sources, and the first one we're going to go over is this one's from CNN here that reads, Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. Oh, so we're just like leaving out the part where a bullet was an ant's pubic hair away from hitting his cranium? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, so, and apparently this one was up for 40 minutes before it was changed, which is absolutely hilarious. Then we have this other one from the Washington Post that reads, Trump escorted away after loud noises at PA rally. Yeah, loud noises. Yeah, those totally weren't gunshots or anything. You know, he was only like bleeding and the Secret Service jumped and huddled over him. Someone's brain matter splattered across the bleachers behind him. Yeah, no, there's just loud noise. It's probably thunder or something. Who knows? Like, what even is this shit, dude? What is this? We have this one by MSNBC. Secret Service, Donald Trump safe after popping sounds heard at rally. Yeah, popping sounds. That's funny. Yeah, I guess someone's, I don't know, a balloon was in the air and it must have popped or something. You know, I don't know, maybe like a pigeon or something flew into a balloon and it popped. Who knows? Who knows what that could have been? Yeah, but he's safe though. You know, he's safe. So yeah, nothing happened. Anyways, we have the New York Times. Trump rushed off stage after chaos at rally. Yeah, no, just, you know, just typical chaos you'd find at any Trump rally. You know, that's all it is. Just some chaos, you know, not, you know, an active shooter situation, you know, a freaking assassination attempt. Oh, no, just some chaos. Who knows what could have caused that? Yeah, so they just are very reluctant to say what to call a spade, because that's what it is. They're not saying what we all know what happened. And the thing is, you can't use the excuse of, oh, well, you know, these were early headlines. They didn't really know what happened. I mean, you can hear on the broadcast, one of the Secret Service members say that the shooter is down. So it was confirmed right there in the moment that there was a shooter. Okay. I mean, and he was bleeding clearly. So, yeah, I find that very interesting, right? Very, very shamelessly dishonest. If we're being honest here, if we're the ones being honest, because clearly they're not going to be, shamelessly dishonest. I mean, okay, this is a whole thing I want to get into though. The thing about these headlines here is this isn't anything new. This isn't unique to this incident right here. This is common in the world of journalism these days. This is very common. And it's just dishonest. And it's such a shame that we can't trust some of our biggest news sources, the people that are supposed to be providing us the truth, the full story. We can't even trust them anymore because there's always a motive. There's always some agenda behind it these days. And, you know, it's so politically motivated that we can't even get the truth. Like, we can't even trust them to give us the full story, the truth anymore. And it really is sad. But it's not just sad. It's scary that we can't trust these people to give us real news anymore. And this is by no means exclusive to just one side of the political spectrum. They're all like this. They all have agendas and motives. And, you know, this one is so obvious, right? Everyone saw right through all of this shit almost immediately, but this one was so obvious because we were all so well informed on what actually happened because a lot of us saw it live on TV. We had the videos right in front of us. We could all see it. So we were very well informed on this particular incident. But imagine all the incidents that they've given you information on that you weren't well informed on, that you didn't see on live television. Imagine what they sold you in the past. Imagine what all these companies have sold you in the past. You have to be very careful where you get your news from and how you really interpret the story that's being sold to you, because you have to keep in mind there are agendas, there are motives from all of these companies, not just one, not just this side of the political spectrum or that side of the political spectrum. They are all like this. So you need to be very careful where you are getting your news from and be, that's all I can really recommend is be very careful, because this shit, this is so bad. Like this full display how it's not even incompetence. This is deliberate. This is not incompetence by any means. All right. Don't even give them that excuse. It's not incompetence. This is 100% deliberate. But those examples I just showed you aren't even all of it. And not all news sources are doing this little bias bullshit. And we have this article here from the New York Post that reads, media kept bias on full display after Trump assassination attempt. And here they actually have a list of different articles and their headlines. And it says CNN, Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. Associated Press, Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage during a rally after loud noises ring out in the crowd. Yeah, I wonder what that could have been. The New York Times, Trump hurt but safe after a shooting. A shooting. Forbes. Will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters? There's no shot. There is no, wait, hold up. There's no shot. That's actually my first time seeing that one. Forbes removes column that asks if Trump surviving shooting will appeal to black voters. There is no freaking shot they actually said this. No way this is real. Oh my, what the holy hell am I actually looking at right now? This is real. They actually published this. I don't even know what to say. Holy shit. Yeah, so I found this article right before I was going to record this video, and I didn't read it in its entirety, but I am absolutely freaking dumbfounded that Forbes actually said this shit. Somebody commented this to me, and I thought it was a joke. I didn't know they were serious. I was like, oh, it's just like they're just cracking a joke or something. No, they're dead serious. They actually said, will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters? There is no shot that actually went through publishing. Fire that guy! Forbes! Fire that guy immediately! Who the hell said this? Anyways, Politico. In the wake of the rally shooting, GOP officials have been quick to blame Democrats for demonizing Trump. Huh. Interesting. So, yeah, it says, needless to say, it was abundantly clear that Trump had been shot once he was brought to his feet. Yeah, and that's clear. And I don't know why they were like beating around the bush about, oh, well, I do know why they were all beating around the bush about it. And they didn't want to call it an assassination attempt or describe the severity because it would have martyred Trump. It would have made it look, they would have painted the full picture. And, you know, the full picture kind of makes him look like a hero in this moment. And they don't want that. You know, that's the last thing they want, obviously, because it only helps his case. You know, he's had a lot of things stacked against him. He's had a lot of things going on, and it only gives credence. It gives validity to it validates the claims that, you know, the political opposition is trying to take him out of the race by force. That's what it does. So obviously they can't paint the full picture, and that's the motive behind it. That's the motive behind all these disingenuous headlines, and it's so sad that I don't know, man. It really is a shame because I love journalism. I really do. Not modern journalism. I like journalism as just a thing, just like the topic of journalism. It interests me a lot. And this is so bad. Like, this is just not what journalism is supposed to be. It's turned into this monstrosity, just this click farmy, hidden motives, disingenuous, dishonest bullshit that we can no longer trust. So that's all I can really recommend to everybody out there is be incredibly careful where you're getting your news from, because imagine someone who didn't see it live and they had to rely on these headlines or these articles to get the full story. They would have been incredibly misled. And the situation would have been very much downplayed. And that's very problematic. It's very problematic. So yeah, just be very careful out there for everyone watching. No matter what side of the political spectrum you identify with, it doesn't matter. Just be very careful where you're getting your news from. And, you know, just take everything you see with a grain of salt. All right, so let's quickly touch on what Hasan said. And for those who don't know who Hasan is, he is a massive political streamer, champagne socialist, insufferable douchebag. He goes by many names, but let's go over what he said real quick. All right, so he said, I think it's awesome that the Republicans who regularly talk about putting entire segments of the population into concentration camps are doing words are violence rhetoric at the Democrats for saying stuff like orange mango Hitler. All right, so basically Hasan is just doing the typical old Hasan shit, his special move of deliberately misinterpreting a message or just like dumbing it down in a ridiculous manner to make the message seem more ridiculous than it actually is. So let's go over what he's actually saying in this tweet. All right, so what a lot of people have been doing, especially on the right, is they've been criticizing the media for constantly comparing Donald Trump to Hitler. And they've been warning them and saying, you know, people are going to get inspired out of fear because Hitler is one of the most hated and most evil people in all of human history. To do something about this, they're going to want to take out this evil, which is what it's what we saw happen. I mean, someone was trying to take out Donald Trump. They perceived him to be evil. I mean, why else would you go and try to kill the guy? I mean, yeah, I know they could disagree with his policies, but I'm sure some part of the shooter's mind saw him as evil. I mean, he posted up on a freaking rooftop with a goddamn rifle aimed at his head. I mean, Yeah, I'm sure he, in his mind, saw Donald Trump as evil. And when you have all these big media figures and people on TV constantly, and you hear it on the radio and this, that, and the third, you're constantly hearing that Donald Trump is Hitler, Donald Trump, Hitler, and this association starts to build with Donald Trump and this horrible, evil individual. Yeah, naturally, I mean, it's something to be cautious of. Like, yeah, you should warn people, like, hey, be careful with these comparisons, because, like, what Donald Trump has done and what Hitler did are not even remotely comparable at all. Let's just get that straight. The evil, the atrocities that Hitler committed, and the things that Donald Trump has done, not even remotely comparable. Let's just get that shit straight right here, right now. So if you want to compare him to like a dictator, like sure, go ahead. But to Hitler, I mean, I'm sure there are some very fair comparisons that you could draw between Donald Trump and Hitler. But guess what? There are some very fair comparisons that you can draw between most politicians and Hitler. I don't think this is something that is exclusive to just Donald Trump. So, what they're doing is they're just saying, like you do need to be careful. You do need to be careful when you make these comparisons, because it does build fear in people. It builds fear, and people do, when people grow fearful in a country full of guns, I mean, something crazy may happen. So yeah, and what Hasan is doing is he's saying like that people are saying that these words are violence. Like, no, what they're saying is that these words can lead to violence. Not that the words are violence. Like, calling Donald Trump Hitler or comparing him to Hitler is obviously not violence, Hasan. I don't think anybody's trying to make that point. What they're saying is that this rhetoric can lead to violence, this fear-mongering, okay? Comparing him to one of the most hated and most evil individuals in all of human history. Yeah, that could understandably lead to something violent happening. Something violent did. I mean, like, come on. I don't know, man. He does this shit all the time, though. I can't even be surprised with the stupidity of Hasan. I'm never caught off guard by Hasan's freaking stupidity. So, yeah, he's just doing the typical Hasan shit. Let's just get this shit off my bookmarks. All right, next. All right, so one thing I'm going to touch on quickly is the sheer amount of people out there saying that this was all staged. Like, what kind of timeline are we even existing in anymore? Are this many people actually freaking brain rotted? I mean, I don't know why I'm surprised by just the general stupidity of the general populace these days. I mean, we have how many flat earthers out there? Like, I don't even know why I'm surprised anymore. But the amount of people saying that this was all staged is, and coming from the left as well, like, isn't it like the crazy conspiracy theories? Like, isn't it something like the right is often associated with? I didn't expect all this shit coming from the left so hard. But yeah, so many people are saying that this was all staged. I mean, guys, there are dead bodies. Like, there's probably brain matter still on those bleachers, dog. Like, I'm pretty sure there are chunks of somebody's skull still in the grass somewhere if you want to go find it. Yeah, I don't think it was staged. I don't even understand where that's coming from. I really don't. Like, and anything could happen and people will say it's freaking staged these days. I swear, like, some dude could get hit by a freaking car broad day and 50 people could record it happening. And his body could fly into the next goddamn town over, and there's gonna be somewhere in that comment section saying, I feel like this shit was staged. I don't know. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, everything is staged these days, I guess. Like, have all these brain-rotted freaking TikTok-addicted troglodytes on social media all goddamn day. So they think everything is staged. They don't believe anything they see because they just, they're just so enlightened. They've woken up. They've broken out of the matrix. They see everything for what it really is. So yeah, everything's staged. Them, they see right through it, dude. They see all they see the puppeteer strings, dude. They're just on a whole different wavelength. Yeah, us cavemen, we just can't see it. So yeah, according to a lot of people out there, they think that all of this shit was staged. So that's pretty hilarious, considering that, he actually, like, did get hit and he was bleeding and, like, that, real people died. And it didn't even make everybody involved look particularly good. I mean, especially not the Secret Service. They just look like a clown show now. Who runs the Secret Service? Is it Mickey Mouse? Who's running the show over there? That was a complete and utter shit show. And we all saw it, and it was hilarious. So I don't know really, like, what they would gain out of faking this whole thing, out of staging this whole thing, because their reputation is completely tarnished. Nobody's taking them seriously anymore. And yeah, it's just weird. And like, why did it take them so long to get up on the stage, bro? Like, did they have to tie their shoes first before they ran up there? I mean, like, what was even going on, bro? Like, they were so clearly, visibly unprepared and flustered. I mean, you had them like adjusting their ponytails and fixing their glasses and dropping their gear and shit. Donald Trump has his head up. He's leaking brain fluid, pumping his fist in the air. He's not even safe yet. Dude's still on the goddamn podium and shit. I mean, like, dude, it was a complete shit show. So yeah, no, I don't think it was staged. I mean, people died, bro. Okay, whatever. Okay. Here's the thing about people like this who think it was staged is they didn't arrive to that conclusion logically. All right. So I can't use logic to like reason them out of that position they're in because they didn't reason themselves into it. They just arrived there somehow. So yeah, I can't use logic and reason to get them out of that position because that's not what they used to get there in the first place. So that's not going to work on them, obviously. You know, like, have you ever tried to debate with a flat earther? It doesn't, like, you can show them all the numbers, you can show them the proof. Shit, you could probably take them to the goddamn moon and show them the Earth. They're still gonna, nope, it's flat, dude. I'm telling you, dog, it's freaking flat. Like, you can't argue with them. And these people are the same way. You're just gonna have people that just believe bullshit. And there's really nothing you can do about that. So yeah, let's take that out of the bookmarks. Dude, I'm getting good at using Twitter. I'm telling you, I'm getting better at it. Wait, what did I just click? I didn't even mean to do that. Okay, now I'm back where I was. All right, cool. All right, so here's a quick tweet I found interesting. It reads, "The assassination attempt on President Trump is a logical consequence of repeatedly comparing him to Adolf Hitler. After all, if Trump truly was another Hitler, wouldn't it be their moral duty to assassinate him?" And yes, just like I said, you're inspiring people out of fear to go to some extreme lengths to, stomp out evil. So yeah, it just like, all goes back to what Hassan said. He's saying, calling Trump Hitler isn't violence, but yes, but it leads to violence, brother. It can lead to violence. No one is saying that calling Donald Trump Hitler is violence. I don't think that wasn't the point anyone was making. Now, here is a pretty interesting video I found, and it actually shows that one of these snipers ducking their head when the shot rings out. Like, these guys just were not prepared. I mean, the dude wasn't even shooting at y'all, and you see, this guy like takes cover. His face wasn't even anywhere near his goddamn scope. He wasn't trying to neutralize the threat. This dude was worried about saving his own ass. And they were indeed looking right at him as he was on that roof, like scoping up the president. The dude had enough time to count every freaking hair follicle on Donald Trump's head before he took the shot. And they still didn't do anything about it. I don't understand. This shit right here is very suspicious to me. I'm not going to lie. It's very, very suspicious to me. They had ample time to neutralize that threat, and they just didn't. And I mean, just look at this here. I mean, he's not even looking into the goddamn scope, and the tripod is lifted up. And this guy is just worried about saving his own ass. Look, I didn't serve in Desert Storm. I'm not a tactical operator expert. But this cannot be how you do shit. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know I only have a few Fortnite wins under my belt. But god damn it, this can't be the way. I'm sorry, but this cannot be the way. Now, honestly, at this point, it's not even a Quiet Kills video if I don't find some way to call Sneako a stupid cuck. So let's go over what he said about the whole thing, because his take was just absolutely beyond me.
This woman's not even tall enough to block the bullet. And why would they put her in the front of the man huddle? They get a woman, first off, her bones are more fragile, her muscles are less dense. A sniper's bullet is gonna go right through that lady. Second,
alright, so far, I don't disagree with him here. Yeah, he's 100% correct. I mean, she is not the person for this job. She's absolutely not the person for this job. She doesn't even have the height to cover him properly. He's a tall guy. Donald Trump is freaking tall, dude. She does not have the physical attributes it takes to properly make sure this guy is like safe physically. She doesn't have it. And if he were to if these guys were to get shot, like, you have to keep everything in mind. Like, what if the guy was just spraying everybody and these guys went down and Donald Trump was injured? He had to get him off the stage. She doesn't have the strength to get him off that. She doesn't have the strength to lift him up or move him efficiently. She doesn't have that. So yeah, no, I don't know why. I don't know why she's here. I genuinely don't. Yeah, no, this isn't the person for this job, straight up. So he's correct about this so far.
Lady. Second, she's too short to even block anything.
It's true. Yep.
If a sniper's still there, they have a clear shot on his head.
Why none of them were not like pushing his head down to make sure his freaking cranium was covered? Beyond me. I don't know. But they weren't, and here he is. I mean, okay, to be fair, it did make for one of the hardest pictures of all time. But goddamn, like, he's just out there, dog. He's just out there. I mean, okay. Anyways, yeah. He's like whack-a-mole, dude. Like, look at this shit. Just the head just popped out. It's like whack-a-mole. Okay, anyways, let's...
Not even from an elevated spot, not even from a roof. If you're in the crowd and you have a sniper, you can get him because women are inferior.
Okay.
Not only should they not drive or vote...
Like, do I even need to continue it? Do I even need to continue this? What is this guy on about, dog? Look, I have a theory, okay? I think as Sneako gets older, he actually gets dumber. Like, he's aging backwards or something. How did he turn Donald Trump getting shot into women shouldn't be allowed to drive or vote? Like, how did you even arrive there? How did you get there? This guy. I can't even, honestly, as insane as it is to say that, I can't even take it seriously enough to get mad about it because it's just dumb. Like, it is just like, how does this guy find a way to consistently just like get dumber? Like, he's getting dumber. We need to study this shit. This guy has a freaking PhD in idiocy or something. I don't know what like this guy is. He's phenomenal at being stupid as shit. I gotta give it to him. I mean, god damn. Yeah, I mean, he may be the first person to like survive the first ever operation of replacing somebody's brain with a pile of dog shit or something. I don't know what it is. But yeah, dude. Let's just continue the clip. Like, let's just keep it playing.
Drive or vote. They should not be part of the human shield. Trump, get a 6'5" dude to go and block your bullets. What is this?
I don't think he handpicks his secret service people, right? I don't think he can. Is this even in his control? Can he like decide who, like, which individual? I don't think he has any control of that. Like, I don't think he could just be like, hey, dude, like, I want someone who's like 6'10" to like guard my body. Because I'm pretty sure like he would have picked all the most jacked people they have, right? I don't think he would have picked her if he had that like choice. But yeah, just Sneako saying dumb shit as usual. Nothing new here. All right, let's move on. All right, so one thing that was pretty fishy is what the congressional representatives that sought to remove Trump's Secret Service detail. That's like really weird, right? Like that shit. Like the timing is just, I don't know, man. Like, at what point does where there's smoke, there's fire come into play here? Like, when are we going to start just connecting the dots? I mean, guys, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but there's a lot of weird shit going on. I'll just leave that out there for y'all. There's a lot of weird shit going on. Yeah, I didn't really look too much into this yet, so I don't really know if this is 100% valid, you know, so take this right here with a grain of salt. Okay, I just saw this and I thought, oh, I just bookmarked it. Thought it was interesting. So if this is legit, if this is legit, that is incredibly weird, right? Like, that's just weird. I mean, that's a little weird. Like, hey, let's get rid of his security detail, and then like not soon after he's getting shot in the head. I mean, come on. That's just a coinky dink, I guess. One of many in this situation. Just one big coinky dink. It must be, right? Interesting. All right, so here's something that's also weird. The guy set up a freaking ladder. The shooter? Yeah, he set up a freaking ladder. Secret Service did not secure the nearest tall building. Why? Who freaking knows? Like, fire them. Fire them. Who is the head of the Secret Service? It's gotta be Mickey Mouse. Fire that guy. Whoever it is, get them out of here. I don't know if it's a man, a woman. I don't give a shit. Get them out. Fire them immediately. They are incompetent as holy shit. And then you have a ladder had been placed in advance of the shooting on the building. Attendees alerted law enforcement to the presence of the shooter. Now, I've seen a lot of videos. They were like they're shouting at the law enforcement, the police nearby. They were shouting at them for like, over a minute? There was a shooter there. I mean, he's just chilling on the freaking roof. They're screaming, hey, who's this guy on the roof? And like, this just, no one's doing anything about it. All these people are pointing and screaming. I mean, it's freaking, dude set up a freaking ladder. He set up a goddamn ladder. Like, no one caught that? Nobody caught that? Y'all are professionals, dog. Like, this is your job. Your whole job is to catch shit like this. Right here. I mean, I don't understand how that went, like, just how that just flew by. I don't understand how they just whoop, right over their heads. Whoop, oh, there's a ladder there, huh? Probably nothing weird. But just a ladder. Oh, maybe someone's doing roof work or something. Oh, no, it was just a ladder. Like, no, dog, that's weird. That's not normal. That's odd. Okay, like, these people, bro, like, look at them, bro. It's like a comedy. It's like a freaking comedy. They're flustered as holy shit. Look who. Yeah, just gotta make sure the glasses are on, dude. The sun is real bright today. You know, it's bad for the corneas. Like, where are your priorities? Get them out of there. Get them out. You're fixing your glasses and shit. Jesus Christ, let's look at the disorder. Yeah, there's just, like, obviously disorder. Like, just flustered as shit. Just so flustered. And I'm not picking on them for being women or anything, but this is so bad. I mean, like, she can't even get her freaking gun in the holster. Oh my god, it's so bad. Can't holster weapons, gear falling to the ground, erratic, fearful movements, no show of force or composure. Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is bad. This is really, really bad, dude. I mean, what even the hell? Like, none of this is confidence. None of this is strength. I mean, freaking Donald Trump, the guy that got shot, showed more strength and composure than these people, the people that are supposed to be protecting him. I mean, he showed more strength and bravery in this situation than them. Oh my god, that's just bad. Like, that's really, like, that's a really bad look on just our country. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a bad look on our country right here. It's just, you know, I always had this idea. Maybe I was just naive, you know, naive kid, who knows? I just always had this idea that the Secret Service was like this almost invisible, like, veil of protection, just like this impenetrable, you can't see it, it's just hiding in the mist, right? And you just, this like this invisible umbrella of protection around the president, former president, whoever they're like, you know, protecting. I just always, like, saw them like that. I didn't know they were like this big bumbling bag of idiots. You know, like, I didn't know that. I didn't know they were that incompetent. I always saw them like they were just, like, super cool people, and, you know, if anything goes down, like, bro, they got it covered, bro, don't even worry about it. You know, like on some G.I. Joe shit. Bro, what is this? This is not G.I. Joe. No, this is G.I. No. Get this shit away from me. I don't want these people protecting me. They don't have my back or my head. Obviously, bro, if Donald Trump didn't move, his head would have been taken off, bro. Like, nah, it's so bad. It's so bad. I mean, it's just... All right, next. I mean, look at this shit here, dude. This person is not qualified for this job. That is fear. That's what that is. They instantly jump on top of them, okay? They jump on top of him, and they're covering him, making sure no more oncoming fire can connect with him. What exactly is this shit here, though? Where you guarding his toes? What are you trying to make sure he doesn't lose a pinky toe out here? What are you doing? Where should you be? I know it's not there. I know it's not carrying it, like, it off to the back, shook as holy shit. What is this? I mean, this woman's doing her shit, right? She's on top of it, from what I can see. You know, it looks like she's guarding his other side. No, you shouldn't be here. Yeah, no, this isn't your place. You're full of fear. Understandably, right? Who would it be? You know, afraid in a moment like this, but that's not part of your job. Your job isn't to be full of fear and be visibly afraid. Your job is to be brave in those moments of fear. Be composed. Be on top of shit, which you are not. And this right here, well, she was just scared, blah, 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 it's understandable. Yeah, that gets people killed. That's her whole job, is to not do this. And I mean, look at this right here.
What's happening?
All these people. See him on the roof.
Yeah, look. There he is.
Because we have millions and millions of people in our country that shouldn't be here.
I mean, ample time to just slowly crawl up, make his way, get situated. I mean, shit, dude. He could, like, make a whole freaking bed up there. He could have brought a goddamn sleeping bag and stayed overnight. What the hell? I mean, they're shouting officer. They've been there for quite a while. I mean, it's a long video. They all see him. That's why they like started recording. They see him. They know he's there. They're trying to get somebody's attention, calling for the officers, pointing. And look at this shit. Nothing done about this. No, I just think it's so weird. I really think it's like, I think they really dropped the ball there. They really dropped the ball there. And we just have more witnesses, you know, basically telling the same story that, you know, a lot of people saw them. They were shouting and they were trying to get the attention of officers and, you know, people around to try to do something about it, and nothing was done. And this is just another guy basically telling that same story. So yeah, it really is crazy. It really is. Let's look at this right here.
Most importantly, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, Trump is a threat to this nation.
Yeah. So I think this whole situation is going to change a lot. I really do. I think it's going to change a lot. Especially the type of things that people say on social media or at podiums. I think this sort of rhetoric, the fear mongering that has been used heavily throughout this, just the last how many years, I think it's gonna be taken a lot more seriously. You know, I don't think we're gonna see the impact that all of this is gonna have like right away. You know, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, this is not gonna change anything." Somebody tried to assassinate the president, brother. It's gonna change a lot. If you think it's gonna change nothing, you are just naive. No, it's gonna change a lot. You may not see the changes, but the changes will be made. Yeah, no. People are going to take this stuff a lot more serious, you know, making these comparisons, like comparing people to Hitler and just like other very feared and hated people, and saying like, oh, he's the biggest threat to this nation. Like, I think things like this are they're gonna be taken a lot more seriously. Yeah, I don't think a lot of politicians or just people in general, people with loud enough and influential voices, I don't think they're just gonna be throwing statements like that just willy-nilly anymore. I think a lot of that is going to come to a halt, or if they do, it's going to be taken a lot more. It's going to be criticized a lot more harshly. You know, they're going to criticize it a lot more harshly because I don't think we know yet the motive of the guy or like what happened. I mean, I think it's safe to assume the guy didn't like Trump. Who knows if these things influenced him, if it, you know, helped like really push him over the edge to do what he did. But I'm sure this didn't help. You know, I'm sure comparing the guy to Hitler constantly on, you know, talk shows and on the news and this, that, on Twitter, everywhere, I'm sure that didn't help. I'm sure Joe Biden being on stage saying he's the biggest threat to the nation and that he believes that from the bottom of his heart, I don't think that helps, right? Yeah, I don't think any of this helps. And it all could have been a factor for all we know. You can't say it wasn't a factor. This all could have been at play. This all could have been a factor, and that's the problem. So yeah, I think these things are going to be taken a lot more seriously in the future, and I think we'll see a lot less of it. And hopefully we do, because I think it's a very cheap. I think it's just, and just from any side, I don't care. I think it's I just think it's very cheap to, you know, get people on your side by fear mongering, using fear as a manipulation tactic, a tool to get people to side with your cause, you know, just using fear. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And fear is a powerful thing. And fear can make people do very drastic things, you know, because they may think they're operating it like for the greater good. They think they're doing something for the great. They think they're acting in a positive way, and they may do something. They may do a heinous act, but for what they perceive to be a righteous cause, all out of fear. So, you know, fear to lose their loved ones, fear that society may end, or whatever the case may be. It may change for the worse. Who knows? All of this can stem from fear. Fear is a very powerful thing that it shouldn't be used like this. It really shouldn't. We should be using our ideas, you know, not fear. All right, so let's go over what Destiny said about this whole thing. And if you don't know who Destiny is, he's just another massive political streamer. A little more tolerable than Hassan, in my opinion, but they're just like two sides of the same coin. So yeah, let's listen to what he said, and all of what you're about to hear is in reference to the innocent bystander that was murdered at that rally. So let's hear what he said about it. Actually, I'm not gonna go full screen. I'm just gonna play it like this. Turn the volume up. All right.
Fuck it. Fuck the dude. The firefighter guy. Fuck Trump. Fuck the people that support him. I just want you to know, okay? Just in case you're confused or it seems like I'm, whatever. If one of you were in the crowd and you're a conservative fan of mine and you end up, getting blown away or whatever the fuck, I'm making fun of you the next day on Twitter. I am 100%.
Yeah. So like, dude's just a total edgelord. Like, dude, he's so cool, bro. He's gonna make fun of you on Twitter the next day, dude. He's so cool. Like, what kind of inbred caveman take even is this? This is just like, dude's just on Twitter, just going full, I don't know, engagement farming. I don't know what you want to call it. Just going full blown edgelord, he's obviously trying to, stir shit up and make people angry. He's calling the guy names and, he's making jokes about the guy dying and he obviously showing no remorse. He's just kind of like dancing on the guy's grave on Twitter. And like even Myron, who, the guy from Fresh and Fit, anyone that's been watching this channel for more than a day knows I don't like this guy. Myron from Fresh and Fit, but came out with a pretty solid take, and like whether I like somebody or not, I'm still gonna give them credit when they come out with a good take. Like, come on now. I'm just gonna be biased in that sense. So he said, Destiny, this is a wild take. I respect you as a creator. However, you don't have to like the guy or even the party he represents to understand that no American politician should ever be hurt. Remember, it is one nation under God. This divisive rhetoric is part of the problem. People that are far right or far left that advocate or perpetrate violence against a politician, regardless of their political views, are traitors to this great nation. I don't like Biden, but if any piece of shit harmed a hair on his old dusty head, old head, he didn't say, okay, his head, I would advocate they be arrested and tried to the furthest extent of the law. Political affiliation should never clout right from wrong, and violence against an American, regardless of political affiliation, left or right, is a crime against the United States. Myron dropped a freaking bomb here. I gotta give it to him. I mean, hey, shit, I don't like the guy, but god damn, Myron is spitting that shit. Yeah, nah, he's 100% right though. I don't even know what Destiny's smoking, dude. I don't know if he like took a trip to Baltimore. He was like, he'd been hanging out with the fiends for a couple days or what, but this guy is just like off the deep end. And that's the thing with a lot of these political streamers and why I just can't really tune into them like that is because they all just become this, like this radical extreme thing on whatever side of the political spectrum they're on. And it's just so, oh God, like, this guy here is never gonna give you an unbiased take about freaking anything. I mean, he is so brain rotted and terminally online. Like, he isn't even like operating mentally like a normal human anymore. Like, this dude is like thrilled that an innocent bystander was murdered live on television. Like, he loves this. He like no, he has no empathy, no nothing. He doesn't care. He's the opposite of care. Like, he's making jokes about it. He's thrilled. He's actually thrilled that this person died. He's making fun of them. He's calling them all sorts of names. I'm not going to put the words he's been calling them on the screen, but he's been calling them some names, which is just very low. This is just a very low thing to do. And I really don't like the like dehumanization. Like, whether you agree with somebody's political views or not, it's still a person. At the end of the day, it's still a human with a family. It's still, it's a person. It's a human, and we can't dehumanize people. We can't normalize that. And that's precisely what this guy is doing. This is what he's doing, and I don't like that shit at all. And I've seen a lot from Destiny, and this, I don't know, like, I know he's like an edgelord and he like wants to say all the crazy stuff to get as much attention as possible, whilst also trying to maintain like as much credibility as possible. But when you say stuff like this, no one's gonna it's gonna be so difficult for people to take you serious in the future, even if you are like saying some real shit, because now you're just the guy who said that crazy shit about that one situation. And that's what Hassan did. He said America deserved 9/11 and he never got past that shit. Now, whenever he could make a decent point about something, but he'll forever be known as just the guy that said that wild shit. And it's the same thing's gonna happen with Destiny with this situation. Like, they're gonna be like, oh wait, aren't you the guy that like made fun of that innocent guy that died at the Trump rally? Like, aren't you that guy? And yeah, just really leaves a very sour taste in everybody's mouths. And like, even if you're a supporter of this guy, I don't really see how you could support someone who's like actively making fun of a innocent dead person. Like, I don't know, like, just this weird tribalistic bullshit, like like, okay, so what? The guy has different political views. Oh, he deserves to die? Or like, you know, even if you feel no remorse for his death, no one's holding you to that. You don't even have to feel remorse. You don't have to cry. You don't have to care. But like to like hit Twitter and make fun of it and like call the guy names and say like, whoa, like that's, you know, that's just what happens to these political people though. And you know, it's just, that's what happens to them. Is they just over time they get more and more extreme. You know, they say something crazy, and I feel like they all kind of start off normal, but over time, you know, they may say something crazy, come out with a wild take, and their audience like cheers them on. They say something a little more crazy, and their audience will cheer them on again, and it's just a real slippery slope. And then over time, over the course of like, you know, a few years or whatever, however long it takes, they turn into this shit. You know, they just like look at Hassan. You know, just like look like over the course of time, what he has become, you know, from where he started. He's just like turned into this like radical extremist. And it's really hard to get behind. And same thing with Destiny. It's like he's just turning into this radical extremist whose ideas and opinions and thoughts and what he says just like it's not even in line with like a normal functioning human brain. Like most people will hear this and they're just like, yeah, this guy is sadistic. That's about all there is to it. Yeah, he's just, I don't know, man. Like when you're giving Myron the easiest dunk of a lifetime, that's rough. I guess it's just the result of constantly being online and in your echo chamber, this audience, constantly praising you for all the wild shit you say and like making you think you can say no wrong and do no wrong. And you just like morph into whatever the hell this is. I am curious, like at what point is this just engagement farming? Because like the guy's already very popular. I don't think he needs to do anything like that. But you know, there's tons of like popular clout farmers, and like, it's just why is it that the same few people always tend to go trending when something big pops off, and they just you know, the Andrew Tates, the Sneekos, the Hassans, the Destinys. They always find some way to go trending by saying some wild shit whenever something pops off. And it just makes me think, like, is what they say, like, is it even sincere? Do they even believe what they say? Or are they just trying to, like snag an easy headline and, like, you know, just get some quick, easy engagement? Like, is that what this is? Because this feels so unnecessary. You know, like, he could have made a lot of solid points without saying, like, what he's been saying on Twitter. He's been going full freaking unhinged mode. Like, this is some unhinged shit. I'm not putting his tweets on the screen, but if you want to see them yourself, your jaw might just drop. Like, this dude is just he's going all out, dog. Like, he just mask off. He's going all out. And I feel like over time, their takes are just getting more and more outlandish and extreme. And I don't see it changing anytime soon. And I already know their audience is not going to hold them accountable. And it's just going to keep going. It's just going to keep going. And their audience is going to be standing off to the side, rooting them on the entire way. Because they love it. They love it when their favorite creators like in the news for some shit like this. And like, oh, that's my guy. Oh, he said that crazy shit. Yeah, I support him. They love this shit. They love it. They love to see the chaos. You know, some people just want to watch the world burn. And that's those people. So, yeah. Now, one thing I would like to talk about is Joe Biden's response time to the whole thing. Holy shit, did they have to power the guy on first? Did they have to crack open his coffin? Mr. President, you gotta speak on this shit. I mean, it took that guy a freaking decade to respond to this shit. I mean, it took him way too, I mean, like, bro, you're the president, dog. Like, do we have to remind you? You gotta be on, you gotta talk about it. I mean, like, some big shit just happened, bro. Like, what are you doing? It was just like, freaking eating ice cream at the bingo hall. Like, no, bro, you gotta be on top of this shit. It took him forever to finally get, like, I don't know. Dude didn't even, not a tweet, not nothing, bro. It was dead silence from Biden's crypt until, I don't know how long, I don't know how much time passed, but it felt weird, you know, in moments like that, you know, like as an American, you feel like, you're just kind of looking like, where's my leadership? Where's my guy? Where's the head of, like, everything? Where's he at? You know? It feels weird. Like, we're just kind of, like, out here. The former president's getting, like, a shot at and shit. And, like, where's our guy? Where's the guy who's supposed to speak on this? That's how it feels from my standpoint. You know, that I'm just like, where's my guy? Where's the dude who's supposed to have my back? Who's supposed to speak on this? Who's I'm supposed to look for, you know, guidance and, you know, insight when it comes to these situations. Like, let me in on it. Like, what's going on? Tell me. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found, bro. And it just felt weird. I didn't like that shit. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. And one thing is for sure, this us versus them mentality is at an all-time high in this country, and it's really beginning to boil over, and it's getting scary. And when you have people like Hassan and Destiny just like fueling the fire even more, and just all these other people that do it as well, it's getting bad. It's getting really bad. Like there's no unity. I don't feel like, my American people or like my neighbors, rather than, like I just feel like, they're just trying to convince me that like that other side, they're the opposition. Don't be with them. Like don't associate with them. They're the enemy. They're the biggest threat. It's like, guys, we're supposed to work together, bro. This is our country. It's not, it's not your country or mine. It's our country. Okay. I don't really believe in like shitting heavily on one side, like even when they do something wrong, you should always, in my opinion, you should always strive to like reach a middle ground with people instead of, like isolate them and outcast them and shun them and, throw rocks at them over a fence. You're never gonna reach any common ground with them if that's all you do. You need to share dialogue. When you see all these people, they go to colleges and they try to like debate and talk and stuff, and you just have people screeching and shit. You see a lot of like on the liberal side, you see that very often, and just like this absolute unwillingness to even like share a dialogue about this without like getting called 50 freaking buzzwords just because you have an opinion they don't like. It's like, where is this gonna get us, bro? Like, are you just always gonna be my enemy? Are we never gonna reach a middle ground? We never gonna see eye to eye on anything? It's just always going to be this? Is it always going to be this tension, this animosity between us that's just going to keep building and building over time? Oh man, it's rough. And one thing I really want to touch on once more is all the people that were rooting for this and rooting for the shooter and being like thrilled and ecstatic that this guy like took a shot at Trump. Just trying to normalize assassinating political adversaries. It's such a weak way. It's just such a weak way to win. It's such a weak way out. Screw my ideas. Obviously my ideas can't trump yours. So I'm just going to kill you. Like, no. And the thing is, when you normalize, assassinating a political adversary, like the president, right? You're trying to normalize, murdering someone that has a different political view, a different opinion. Ultimately, right? Like that's essentially that's what it is. They have a different opinion, and you want to normalize murdering them for it, to silence them, to take them out of the race, to make sure they're not your opposition anymore. Whatever the case may be, you want them gone. And an innocent person died behind that, and two were critically injured, and that's what happens. That's what comes with this shit. It's not just like killing the person you don't like. Other people are gonna go down too. Other people are going to go down too. Trust and believe. People that they wanted nothing to do with any of this, they're going to. It's a byproduct of what you're wishing for. Is like innocent lives will be lost. That's what's going to come with this. You want anarchy. You want violence. That's what you're rooting for. So yeah, there's going to be violence, and it's not just going to be the sides you don't like dying. No. There's going to be innocent people dying behind. I mean, shit, look, it already has happened. I don't need to convince you that would be the case. It already is the case. It's just beyond me that people were trying to, like, that were rooting for this. A lot of younger people as well. A lot of younger people, they're rooting for, especially on the left, like, guys, this, trust me, this is not what you want. And then what will this snowball into? Like, it's a slippery slope. I mean, you're trying to make it okay, normalize, a president getting murdered for having a different political opinion. Guy, if we normalize killing the freaking president for one, it's not that long that you'll normalize just killing average people. I mean, if it's okay to kill the goddamn president for thinking differently, of course it's going to be normal to kill your freaking random nobody for thinking differently. Like, you think that won't come with it? And then what? And then what kind of world will we live in? We've already seen that shit play out. We know what happens in those types of societies. We've seen it. We've seen that shit. Crack open a history book. We've all seen it. No, this isn't the world you want to live in. So many people, they think they can handle a world like this. They think that, like that would be the ideal society. They don't know what they don't know. They're so naive to the reality of the situation. They're so privileged and naive. They only think that is what they want, but they don't know. Like, they just don't know. Anyways, yeah, this is just the story that keeps on telling, but goddamn, how freaking lucky is Trump? Was he like out in the field picking 4-leaf clovers before he hit the podium? How did that bullet not hit that guy? Like, I just can't. It really is just so crazy to me still, especially seeing the photo of how close that shit came. God damn. I mean, this is crazy, bro. It really is. It is absolutely freaking crazy, this whole thing. But anyways, yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely let me know y'all's thoughts below. Feel free to follow me on Instagram if you wish. It's at I Love Halloween. The O in love is a 0. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of y'all's day. Stay healthy. Peace.